G'day folks, time for a bit more work on this one. My neighbour was generous enough to give me some low mile spark plugs for it, because the cracked one was just high mileage. There was nothing really wrong with it. I think that was the dead one. Given me a few good ones, so that's alright. I can comp test it. I've got 3 bolts to cut down and space this out so I can put the flywheel back on, and then I'll get to work making a spacer or a starter adapter. He was also nice enough to give me a 1.5 ton M-core unit, a window shaker. So I'll do a clean up and test on that one sometime, one day. It's cooling only, so it's probably useless until summertime. But just for the air conditioner nuts, you can see how it goes in winter. But yeah, this thing should work alright. I've turned it over by hand with the plugs in, and every cylinder seems really tight. Well, it's good compression, but I'll do a proper comp test to see what it's doing. The paint that I'm using is slightly lighter than the existing paint, but it's going to look beautiful. Heads were never painted on these, so I'm going to have to try and mask it off. I'm just taking all the ancillaries off, fuel pump, water housings and things. I'll paint the aluminium front and the water pump and other stuff though. Obviously new oil filter will go on after painting. Engine mounts will be black, sump will be black. Headers will be black with the engine header paint, high temp. All this sort of stuff I'll take off and polish or clean up. Yeah, we'll see how the compression test goes first anyway. I'm just going to pull all these ancillaries and manifolds off and see how we go. Likewise, my neighbour suggested torquing the head down again. If there is a slight coolant leak or something out the back, it should fix it. Well, it's a shot in the dark anyway. Might work, might not. Yeah, this thing definitely needs a manifold gasket. Been leaking exhaust here and there. That stud's probably broken off inside there. That wasn't sealing. It's been sucking dirt and crap in through the sides. Residual sealant and whatever crap they put on it. Black elastic. I hate elastic on engines. It just gets into things and wrecks them. Exhaust headers look alright. I couldn't undo that nut there, so I'm just going to cut it off flush and weld it shut. No more EGR. That's actually a crankcase vent tube, which Brad tells me is quite crucial to the operation of this carby, so this stuff here is going to stay on for now until I find a way to delete it. Might end up with a different carby if that's the case, but everything else is alright. Just real dirty down the inlet. The inlet tracks are fairly clean, but in the head they're really dirty because it's been sucking air and dust in through past the gasket. There are a couple of studs and bolts missing, and that's what's done it. More elastic in the water galleries. That's return from there, which is already plugged. It's just rusted shut. So I'm going to clean all that out, although that'll probably collapse and rust apart. So I'll either fit the pipe back up here or take that nut out and resolder a new tube in it. It goes up into there, which is all full of rust. The engine was clean when I first saw it, but just like any used car, you got to be careful. This thing's a bit of a mess. I just kept it looking really clean. Distributor drive. A lot of gooey shit inside there. But apart from that, it should be alright. There we go. Looking a little bit blue at the moment. It's a really nice colour. You can see the timing chain tensioner, everything in there, nice and tight. Swing back like that. Come out really nice. Just got to clean this space up a bit. I know I painted it early, but I want to get parts back on it. I don't have floor space for too much storage. The stump's got to come off. I'm going to drain that once I get some more oil. I suppose I could drain it tonight, but you can't really run it without it. I want to do a compression test first. But for now, while that's drying, I'm going to cut and weld the long bolts, make them up, as well as make a pressure pump for purging the oil out of the refrigerant compressors at the scrapyard. I want to make a little carry compressor instead of a big one. I could take the big compressor off the tyre machine there, but it's overkill. Might make something little out of an old stock compressor.